Yan, umuulan ho ng pagmamahal, umuulan ng puso, and of course, at this moment in time, privileged din tayo para makasalo natin, makahalubin at makarinig po tayo sa isa pong past chairman din namin na nagtuturo pa to sa RDC. No? Napakabata niya, napakagwapo niya, at hindi lang yun, napakalaki ng puso rin niya. Mga kapatid, welcome po natin si Kong Ron Salo.
Maraming salamat, Pastor Gary. Sa ating Chief Justice, Lay Pastor Reynato Puno, magandang gabi po sa inyo. Si Pastor Padua, Redentor Padua, Brother Daniel, si Super, Brother David, Brother Cesar. Sa bawat isa po sa atin, magandang gabi po. Hindi ko na po kayo may isa-isa, but nonetheless, natutuwa po talaga po ako sa pagkakataon na makasama ko po kayo ngayong gabi. First, nagpapasalamat po ako kay Chief Justice Puno sa kanyang mga sinabi kanina. Sadyang lumaki po yung puso ko po kanina, subalit ang kinakabahan ko po, Chief Justice, baka tanggapin ko na po yung parangal na dapat ibigay po sa akin ng Diyos. And then, sinabi po ninyo kanina, natutuwa kayo dahil nandito po ako na isang mamabatas. At nais ko pong sabihin po sa inyo, kung mayroon po kayo na gustong ipanukala, bukas po ang ating opisina. Anytime po, para iparating po ninyo sa amin yung panukala po ninyo para may submit po natin doon sa Kongreso. Kasama ko po ngayon si Attorney dito na, ang aking estudyante dati. Ito ba? Mukhang hindi ko makita. Si Darwin, Attorney Darwin. Dati ko pong estudyante po yan. At kasama ko po member of my staff. Anytime po, pwede nyo pong ibigay din po sa kanya kung medyo nahirapan nyo po akong hanapin. At any rate, isang tawag lang naman po ako. Anytime, pwede po ninyo ibigay po yung mga panukala po ninyo. Doon sa mga sinabi po ni Chief Justice kanina, tayo rin naman po at natutuwa ko rin naman po ako na kasama po ako dito sa ating foundation. Alam po ninyo, nung alukin po nila ako ni na Super noon, kung willing po ako na sumali dito at maging kabahagi at tanungin po nila na maging chairman po ng foundation na ito, alam po ninyo, nag-atubili po talaga ako noon. Because I know how can I possibly feel the shoes of Chief Justice Puno. Sobrang sabi ko, napakalaking hamon ang ibinibigay po ninyo. Subalit, sabi ko, I look forward to meeting Chief Justice Puno. Pero sa totoo lang po, ngayon ko lang po sila na-meet. Lahat po sa inyo halos, ngayon ko lang po kayo na-meet and virtual pa. But nonetheless, we look forward to a day na po pwede na po tayo magsama-sama at makita ko po kayo in person, makadaupang palad din po kayo, makainom po ng kape siguro, kasabay po kayo. And then, dun sa sinasabi po ni Chief Justice po kanina, na tutuwa po sila na may isang mababatas na kapareho ko, katulad ko, na willing po na magbigay ng panahon at oras at yung kalaman po natin para dito sa adikain po ng BuCor Love Foundation. Isa lang po ang nais ko pong sabihin sa bawat po sa atin, na lahat naman po ako po, kung anuman po yung meron po ako, at anuman po yung tinatamasok ko po ngayon, these are just products of God's grace in my life. It's a product of His love. I'm just a recipient, just like most of us. Bilang recipient po tayo ng kabutihan ng Diyos, ng grasya at biyaya ng ating Diyos. It is just but right to respond accordingly, to also offer the same love of what we've experienced from Him, particularly to the least of our people. To the least of our brethren, yung sa mga tinatawag po na dregs in society, na wala pong yung pagmamahal ay mailap para sa kanila, it's about time for us na matinawag at pinili ng Diyos na pinaranas sa Kanya sa atin. Yung pag-ibig niya ay pagkakataon din para sa atin. Ipamalas din yung klaseng pag-ibig na naranasan natin mula sa ating Diyos. So, kung may dapat na papurihan sa bawat isa po sa atin ngayong gabi, sa ating pagsa-celebrate ng 11th foundation anniversary natin, walang iba kundi ang Diyos nang naglagay ng vision sa puso ng mga nagtatagpo nito. So magandang gabi po sa bawat isa po sa atin. And with that, ayan po ninyo, nabasahin ko po yung maikling mensahe na pinrepare po ni Attorney Darwin. I just want to give justice also to what he has prepared. Kagaya po ni Chief Justice, sabi po nila, nagulat po sila na sila ay magbibigay ng mensahe. Ako naman po nabasa ko po dahil sinabi po ni Pastor David, kaya sabi ko kay Attorney Darwin, paki-prepare. So, nandito rin po siya. So, hayaan po ninyo, nabasahin ko rin po yung kanyang mensahe po na ito para po sa ating lahat. Indeed, 11 years ago, BLFI was organized on the collective efforts of God's servants who share the common belief that convicts deserve a second chance in life. Klaro naman po sa bawat po sa atin that the God that we are serving is a God of second chances. Indeed, the Bible, both the Old and the New Testaments, will attest to us and give us various examples of how God can be forgiving, even to the most serious offenders. Moses, for example, committed murder when he killed an Egyptian who was beating a Hebrew. Yet, despite such offense, God gave him and entrusted him the responsibility of liberating the Israelites from slavery and lead them to the promised land. David, considered to be the favorite friend of God and whom God chose to be the king of Israel, committed adultery and had even Uriah murdered. God forgave him when he acknowledged his fallibility before God. Jonah was also given a second chance, even if he tried to run away from God's will of proclaiming repentance to the city of Nineveh. In the New Testament, there's Peter who struck the servant of the chief priest and denied his master 3 times. However, despite Peter's betrayal and doubt, Jesus is still entrusted to him to be the leader of the apostles. Indeed, the Bible is replete with personalities whom God has chosen, but truth is, if only by people's standards, they would never be at par. But they were chosen by God. God gave them second chance, and God used them mightily in his vineyard. But of course, none stands taller than Jesus, whose earthly mission centered on the proclamation of the good news to the poor, fresh starts to those who have gone astray, and second chances for those considered by society as outcasts. Guided by the principle that convicts should be treated with dignity and that they will have the potential to make important contributions to society. Indeed, the founders of BLFI embarked on a challenging yet promising endeavor of establishing an organization whose primary objective is to inspire and motivate inmates to reform during their period of confinement. Through rehabilitation programs and spiritual guidance, BLFI became an instrument for the transformation of convicts, helping them to become law-abiding and responsible members of community even while in confinement. In addition to the internal transformation of inmates, indeed, the organization also set out in retooling the inmates by providing them with the work opportunities and skills training on income-generating projects with the hope that these interventions will help them to eventually to secure gainful employment upon their release. Indeed, for the past 11 years, BLFI made valuable contributions in the formation of inmates, particularly to those who are confined, the New Bilibid Prison, Davao Penal Colony, and Correctional Institute for Women. We note that through the experiences gained by the members and officers of BLFI during these past years, and certainly with God's guidance, we are certain that we will continue to be an instrument of change and a beacon of light for many of the inmates. Despite the difficulties that lies ahead in the coming years, personally, we experienced so much difficulties and challenges. I myself had personally experienced this. we are confident that we will still continue with the course. However hard and challenging and daunting the task before us, we believe that we will be able to continue in carrying out the mission of this organization. I wish everyone, all of us, happy and meaningful anniversary. May we continue to be God's hand in reaching out to the last, the least, and the lost members of society. Sana ang bawat isa po sa atin patuloy na gamitin ng ating Diyos para may pabot po ang kanyang pag-ibig sa mga tao na hindi pa nakakilala sa kanya, sa mga tao na higit na nangangailangan sa kanya, sa mga tao na ang tingin sa kanila ng lipunan ay basahan. Yes, indeed. Kung ang lipunan ay turing po sa kanila ay basahan, mahalaga pa rin po sila at mahal pa rin po sila ng Diyos. Nandito po tayo na gagamitin po niya bilang kamay po niya para abutin the least of our brethren. Maraming salamat. Magandang gabi sa bawat po sa atin. Pagpalain po tayo ng ating Diyos sa ating adhikain. Magandang gabi po.
Amen, amen. Thank you, Congressman Ron Salo. You know,
Amen.
nakita naman natin lahat ng mga tagapagsalita natin ngayon. Na-bless po ba kayo ngayong gabi? Amen. Thumbs up naman po yung mga na-bless dyan. You know, sino mag-aakala na sa kanilang kabisihan, sa kanilang sariling mga mundo, nagkaroon ng mga oras para sa mga kapuspalad at mga persons deprived of liberty. Tama pala yung kasabihan that the Lord will provide all the resources. And those resources are the people that you see before you.